It's Wednesday, December 2nd. Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Blue Chew. Listen, I know it's been a rough year. You're waiting for your unemployment. You're waiting for this. You know, you can't do what you wanted, but I got a little secret. Fucking is free. You got nothing but time. Let me tell you something. In 2021, there's going to be about 200 million kids born, and they won't be able to go to school because they're fucking retarded. Unbelievable. But besides that, listen, fucking is free. You got nothing to do but fucking sit there and look at your wife. It's time you tell your wife to fucking wash that little monkey. You're going to spit shine your helmet, and Blue Chew will turn your dick into a red hot poker of fucking death. Let me tell you something. I never suffered from limp dick until last November after I pulled my hamstring. And it's not fun when you want to do it and it's only like 3/4 of a way. But Blue Chew was there. Blue Chew is the first chewable dick pill. Same FDA approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. You're sitting there going, Joey, I'm 22. I don't have those type of problems. But let me tell you something. You might as well take a Blue Chew and go in there with 3 fucking sets of nut juice because she ain't gonna walk for 4 days. And what's a better business card than I can't walk for 4 fucking days? You got the dick of death. Blue Chew has the answer. And right now you got a special offer for Uncle Joey's Joint listeners. You ready? Grab a pen. Visit bluechew.com. That's blue, B-L-U-E, like the color of a face when you finish fucking to death. And chew.com. You're going to get your first shipment free when you're pressing code Joey and just pay $5 for shipping. Did you hear what I said to you? You're going to get it free and you're going to pay $5 for shipping. That's it. And again, that's blue, like the color of her fucking forehead. You know what I'm saying? When she's sitting there going, I don't know what happened. You know what happened. The dick of death showed up. That's what happened. Fucking sponsored by Blue Chew. You're showing up with the fucking poker of Loca. You know what I'm saying? It's all over, but they're shouting. And again, that's blue like the color and chew like chew. BlueChew.com. Use code Joey. I want to thank Blue Chew for fucking being there and for helping America keep their dicks strong. Because that's what we need right now is strong dicks in a falling fucking economy. BlueChew.com/Joey. I also want to thank Onnit, one of the best companies out there, point fucking blank. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Alpha Brain, 100% money back guarantee if you're not satisfied with the product. Nobody does that. Shroom Tech Sport, Shroom Tech Immune for these tough fucking times. You got the melatonin, you got the new mood. Onnit has everything you need to get you tip-top magoo. I was struggling for months. I went on a little cycle, Alpha Brain, and I've been throwing a little heat lately. You know what I'm saying? From time to time, you can see the old Joey coming back because I got focus. I got fucking mental focus, and that's the most important thing with what's going on right now. You can't let your mind slip. Go to Onnit.com, and Alpha Brain comes in a powder too. You just put it in some water, shake it up. It's got some great fucking flavors. They got some great sale items left over from Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but it's fucking Big Dick Wednesday. So go to Onnit.com right now and press in church and get 10% off your order delivered right to your fucking house. Let's get this party started. Give that Indian some fucking gin. Oh, I forgot. I gotta light the fucking candle here for the Espíritus Malos. Bink.
Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Hey, look who it is. What's happening, cocksuckers?
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
Hey, what's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. It's Wednesday, December 2nd. It's fucking Christmas month. It's the countdown to fucking Christmas. Who's better than you? And Uncle Joey will be here with you throughout the whole fucking thing. I know that, listen, this time of the year is kind of fucking hard for some people. Some people just walk around like, Merry Christmas, like Merry Christmas. You know, that's great. You know, you're having a good time, you're positive. But for some people, Christmas is a rough time of the year. We'll be here this year, all the way till New Year's. No reason to be depressed or fucking sad. Uncle Joey will be here twice a week. You got the Patreon. No reason to be fucking ho-hum. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're broke, then you reason to be ho-hum. But that means you're giving out some fucking strong handshakes for Christmas. Handshakes like a motherfucker this year for Christmas. Merry Christmas with a deep look in your eye. No reason to be ashamed. It's one of those years where you fucking, the year was a kaput. You know, everybody's saying that. You know, I'm looking at a lot of comedians that going, this was their breakout year. Fuck nuts. This was everybody's breakout year. We all got fucking shit on the bed. But what are you going to do? Put it up on fucking Instagram? This would have been my breakthrough year. What were you going to do? Suck more dick? Well, who gives a fuck? There's nothing you can do about it. You can look at it and keep complaining and, listen, we got to move beyond fucking COVID to the next stage, which is 2021. That's it. 2020 is fucking dead. Whatever the fuck. Use your credit cards. Use them. Who gives a fuck? Who knows where we're going to end up? Light them on fire. When MasterCard calls you, tell them to suck your dick. Do what I did in 90. I just told them to suck my dick. You're not getting a dime out of me. Go eat your oatmeal and come back. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting nothing out of me, cocksuckers. But last week we were talking about my journey as a basketball player and how by me quitting, that fucking destroyed me for years. I had a hard time with that because now it became a pattern. I just kept quitting everything. Every time I did something and I was bad at it, I just quit at it. Or if I didn't like it, that gave me the right to quit on it. Quit. I had fucking major league opportunities. You know, for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking to you guys, like one of my friends I talk to now, they're all in their fucking 50s, but I forgot you guys are all in your 20s and 30s, and you're just learning to navigate your way through life. You know, some of you are in, you know, school, some of you are working on master's programs, but the thing that you all fucking share is that you're all looking for the answer, like the fucking answer. When we're 20, all we want is the fucking answer. That's it. Like, how am I going to get to the next level? What am I going to do? What am I going to do after college? You got these fucking student loans. You know, for me, I didn't know what the fuck to do. Once I quit basketball, the second thing I quit that I regretted with all my heart was high school. Listen, if you look now, look at your life and look at your successes. High school was just really like a fucking country club for you for a couple more years. It just bought you time. You know, half the shit you learned in high school, it doesn't even apply to what you're fucking doing today socially or in your job. But high school is one of those things that you need to do. I loved going to high school. I loved school. For me, it was, you know, a fucking Studio 54, but I quit. It was so easy for me to quit basketball. Once I quit high school, I was putting together a pattern that I didn't even know I was doing. That's what we do. We do shit and we don't, and it's called denial to some people. To some people, it's just life. You just don't look at yourself from that fucking realm that I just quit high school. When I quit high school, I felt really, really bad about myself. I don't want you to think I felt really shitty about myself. I had to turn off a part of myself. There's specific days in my youth that I remember just feeling really shitty about myself. That day was one that I felt shitty about myself. The day I couldn't pay my credit card bills, because I'm the type of fucking guy I like to pay my fucking bills. The day after I got divorced, you know, like 3 or 4 months after I got separated, I just went rogue and just refused to pay my fucking bills. You know, it was a big joke, haha, we laughed. But I didn't pay my bills. That's not good. that wasn't good. I quit. Everything I was doing, I was always quitting. I wasn't good at that shit. And I'll tell you what really fucking changed me a lot. Again, when we're here and we're all fun and games, and when I'm on fucking Ryan Sickler's podcast, we're comedians. We're supposed to give light to dark things. When you watch The Sopranos, some of these they go to fucking, they go to give an intervention to Chrissy Moltisanti, and it turns into a fucking fight, people getting hit with chairs and whatnot. Yes, it's an exaggeration. Yes, it could happen. But yes, it's also dark comedy. It's also giving light to a dark situation. What I did with the church and all those years and my jokes and whatever was give light. That's what comics do. We give light to a dark situation. But I never want you to be wrong on this. From those young ages, because of quitting basketball, quitting high school, my shit was dark. I overlook it a lot in our conversations. I was a mess when I was 20, 21, 22. Thank God I had the people around me that took care of me. I had the Burkles that took care of me in Colorado. I came back to Jersey in 84, and I had good friends around me. Yeah, there was a drug craze going on, and everybody was going fucking nuts. But I had a support group. I had something to fall back on. That it's a support of criminals, obviously. A support group of criminals, what I'm saying? That's a great fucking TV show, a support group of criminals. But I'm not pitching TV shows right now. I'm just pitching my life to you guys. It was so weird that was my support group. Was headquarters, was a bar, and you talked about the bullshit you were going to do for the day. But I think what really fucking changed me, something I gave a lot of light to and joked around with, was prison. Prison, and I hate to say the word prison because it really didn't feel like a prison. Let's just say my time away in college was a great time for me, because it's really funny who we don't and do listen to. I have situations here at home where I'm not a professional boxer. I don't know anything about boxing. I know a 1-2, I know a couple combinations, I know some footwork stuff, but I don't know about boxing. But I could hit. I know how to hold mitts for people. And last week, my daughter was taking a yellow belt test in kickboxing. So one of the nights I came down here with her, I wanted her to be sharp for the test. I go, "You want to be sharp for the test?" She's like, "Yeah." So I brought her down to the garage, and we just kicked the mitts a little bit. And I was just giving the combinations that they were going to ask her. It was a left jab with a left fucking elbow, with a right cross, with a right kick. And we were just practicing it over and over and over again. After 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, she kind of lost interest with me. And I get it. You know why? She doesn't look at me as her karate teacher. She looks at me as her fucking dad, as a fat fuck. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Little does she know, I went to fucking martial arts all those years. I know a couple things still, how to stand, how to fucking point your toes, how to move your ankle when you throw that kick to get a little bit more leverage so you don't fucking tear up your fucking meniscus in your knee. There's still a couple things I know. Did I get mad at her? No, because I know how kids are. We don't want to learn from fucking your father and mother. You want to learn from the karate teacher. I could sit there with her for 2 hours going over a math problem. She looks at me like I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, fine. I lost my credibility with her with my Spanish lessons. She failed a couple tests because of my Spanish, because our Spanish is different. But, the math I'm going over with her is the same math they teach her in school. She thinks I'm a fucking jerk off. And I get it, because I'm not a teacher. I'm not certified. She doesn't see me at the fucking school. Again, she sees me as her dad. The same thing happens to us in life. People pull us aside. People might say something to us. We got our feelings fucking hurt. So 9 out of 10 people won't say nothing to you. When I consider my friend, somebody a fucking friend, and I see that they're slipping, I give them a fucking while. You know what I'm saying? It's none of my business. But after a while, you got to say something to them. You got to go, "Hey, man, come here for a second. You're better than this shit. You can't be doing this." Even if it's something menial whatever. It's just, we're not all perfect. That's the beauty about this fucking life. But it's so funny how for years people tried to give me advice. I didn't want advice. I wanted the answer. I wanted the answer to make $1 million, right? Nobody wants advice on how we just want to make $1 million. Like I just want to make $1 million. I want a yacht. I want some bitches in the back dancing with bikinis. I want a fucking expensive penthouse apartment. But I don't want the answers to how I could make that possible. I just want it. And when people can't give you that answer, you're like, oh, fuck it, you're a fucking bum, or who the fuck are you? Your father left you some money. And I learned to take advice. I took advice from a few people along the way, you know what I'm saying? People I cared about, but come on, man, when you're fucking 20, you take advice, it goes in one and it goes out the fucking other even quicker, because we're know-it-alls. It's not you. It's not the guy that's watching. It's fucking me too. I thought I had the fucking answers, and we don't have the fucking answer. But something really weird happened. Like I had awakening points along the way. You know, like, did I think I was a funny guy? Not like that. Not like when I saw a Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor movie. Not when I saw an Eddie Murphy movie. Not when I saw like a David Brenner special. Or when I first saw Eddie Murphy Delirious. Did I see myself as being funny like that? Not even fucking close. I didn't even see myself in a fucking movie. I didn't see myself in any of those fucking goddamn things. The first time somebody came up to me and said, have you considered stand-up comedy? I was 24 fucking years old. And I'm like, what did you just say? I wasn't too crazy about the guy either. When he first came up to me and told me, you know, you got your mind on other things. Like in those days, there was only two things I could have had my mind on. Drugs or more fucking drugs. You know, I mean, I was fucking a mental midget. And he pulled me aside like a man, you know. I was still a fucking kid. I was 24 going on 12. And he pulled me aside and he's like, hey, man, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know if you know what I did before I sold cars. I'm a retired entertainment director. And I'm like, you're going to hit me with this bullshit right now? Do I look like I even have the fucking stand-up comedy? What are you talking about? And then it took some time, and then I did the crime. And somebody else had told me. And between the time I was waiting to get sentenced, I used to go to a swim program in Boulder called the Master Swimming Program. The teacher's name was Jane. You had to be there at 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you'd swim your fucking ass off. I figured I'd get in the swimming shape before I went to prison. So I dedicated myself to the Master Swimming Program. I went 3 times a week. And the guy who got me into it was a UPS guy that everybody was sucking his dick. I can't believe I wasn't even sucking his dick. You know those guys that just everybody sucks his dick? UPS guys get their dick sucked more than anybody. You understand me? They make Harvey Weinstein look like a fucking daycare. You don't get your package until they suck their dick. You know, people suck a dick for their package. I know UPS guys for years, and they'll tell you fucking horror stories about the sex they have on their fucking routes. And there was this UPS guy. I was working at Hertz, rent-a-car. And there was this UPS guy. I would see him pull his truck up. And he would be on that block for an hour just talking to bitches and shit. And then I would see him fucking, this is no lie, I would see him in the back of the truck taking his fucking wedding band out of his socks and putting it back on his finger. I'm like, that motherfucker's a savage. But as much as a savage as he was, we befriended one another. You know, I would say hello to him. I mean, that's the obvious thing to say. When somebody's walking into a building, you go, hello. So he would walk into the building, I'd go, hello. We started talking one day. He did have the body of a fucking a bodybuilder, and I asked him, what else do you do to get in shape? And he goes, number one thing is I left the weights alone. I started swimming. I go, fuck, maybe I should start swimming. So I would ride my bike there 3 days a week, and one day on the walk out, he looked at me, and he was, and this is like I'm a month away from getting sentenced. Like, I'm waiting for the call. We're going through the process of community corrections and whatnot. And I'm a month away from getting sentenced. A month, maybe 2 away. Like, there was also rumors they might push the case back to 1989 because of Vela. So I wasn't really focusing on it. And one day he said to me, he goes, "Hey man, have you ever thought about getting into stand-up comedy?" And I'm like, "What? Have you ever thought of becoming a comedian?" I'm like, "Not really." I mean, when people would come up to me with the thought of becoming a stand-up comic, I was like, stand-up comedy? I can't even not do coke 4 nights a week. I have no self-discipline. The only self-discipline I had was to lift weights and to ride a bike and to stay in shape. I was eating like an animal. I was just fucking lifting that many weights and riding that many bikes, and I was that fucking active. But it really wasn't until I got locked up. I had been put on check a couple times after my mother died, but not really. Nobody had really checked me. My uncle checked me in '84. We had a little misunderstanding in Los Angeles, and he checked me, and because of his check, I didn't talk to him for fucking 20 years. It was basically, we didn't talk from 1984 to 2009, till a couple months before I married my wife. So you think about that. That's how sensitive I used to be. If you'd say something to me, I just wouldn't fucking talk to you. Doesn't that sound familiar? When somebody says something to us that could empower us, we actually get mad at them as human beings. That's our natural fucking response. Fuck this guy, Who the fuck is he to say that to me? Even though he didn't call me out in front of people, he didn't say nothing to me in front of a bunch of people, he didn't hit me up on Facebook and try to embarrass you. These are men. These are people that would call you. Like mine and my uncle's argument was one-on-one. What he felt about how I was living and how I was raised was one-on-one. He was letting me know his fucking opinion. And I took it. I didn't like what he had to say, and I swore to fucking kill him. That's how retarded I was. That just to let you know how fucking sensitive we are when somebody calls us out for us to make us better. And then I had another guy. This guy called me out. He didn't call me out. He told me a fact. He told me a fact about myself. Now I'm going to tell you today, and I'm also going to tell you how that fact worked. He was my counselor in prison. And it had to do with a test or whatever. I've told the story 1,000 times. But he told me that if he had something that I wanted, he might as well give it to me. Because if I wanted it that bad, I could take it from him. That didn't sit with me well. Again, I pulled what Joey Diaz did, what most punks fucking do. Instead of embracing the words, thinking about it, and going back to him like a man, what did I do? I fucking avoided the guy and wished him fucking death. And then it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to realize, in fact, he called me and checked me again, told me, "You got mad because I told you the truth." And that's what pussies do. When you tell somebody the truth about their life, they get fucking mad instead of saying, "You know what? You got a fucking point." And that wrapped up what I had been going through all those years. See, when the judge sent me to jail, he didn't send me to jail because I kidnapped Bella. He knew that was a fucking one-ring circus. That was a fucking circus. That should, if any other court, that would have gotten thrown the fuck out. But it was Boulder. He kidnapped a guy and put him in the trunk of a car. It was a drug deal. When it's a drug deal, all fucking bets are off, null and fucking void. But they made a big deal about it. They wanted to call it kidnapping, which it was. I'm not disagreeing with anybody. I fucked up. But when, he told me that I had, I could take something from, I took it as I was going to be a thief the rest of my fucking life. No. He was telling me that if I really wanted something, if I really, wanted something, that I could go for it. And it took me fucking 6 weeks to process that. 6 weeks it took me to process that thought of what he said to me. He probably said to me like the last week of December, and I got out of that halfway out of the camp maybe mid-February, the end of March, more towards the mid-February, because it was around my birthday. But it took me 6 weeks to process what he had said to me, and it scared me. It scared me so much that it stopped me from doing stand-up, because what he let me know was the answer that I was looking for, the answer that all you motherfuckers are looking for, is the what. What you're scared of is what the result might be. That's what you're scared of. What the result might be. What is the result going to be if you go and lift weights every day? Not every day. If you have a program and stick to it 4 days a week and maybe drink water and fucking walk to the fucking grocery instead of driving. What's the result you're going to get after a year or two? You're going to have a way better physique. You're going to be a lot stronger. Your immune system's going to be a lot better. There's so many different things if you stick with that fucking workout program. Right now, we're in a lockdown. Depending on where you live, what country you live. I mean, you're on some type of fucking lockdown. And a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are away from their focus. I was one of those fucking people. And it took me 60 days, 80 days to step out of my body and look in and see what the fuck is going on, what we're going to do here. We decided to fucking move. It regressed me. It made me more of a mess. It took me the whole month of September to fucking get my ground up, lift weights, eliminate some of the fears I had, watch my daughter go to school. Thank God for Mikey Klein, my fucking Johnny Gumbats. He called me up and he said, get up off your ass. It's time to do this podcast. We don't need fucking fucking cities media here to show up with 20 cameras and the fucking crew with COVID. We don't need this shit. And here we are, fucking 8 weeks later, 18 fucking podcasts under our belt. We're not the best fucking podcasts out there, but we're getting through. That's the most important thing. We're getting through. We formed the platform for us to communicate on. And I'm very proud. There's not 18 people here. I'm not getting makeup shot on me and shit like that. But that's not what I want anyway. I just wanted a platform to talk to you guys, to let you know that you should not be scared of what you could become. Never be fucking scared of what you could become by trying. Some people don't fucking try because we're fucking scared of the outcome. Dog, I'm still doing it with this fucking book. Every day I look at this fucking book. I got to call the agent and tell him we're going to have to get a ghostwriter. Because I want you to have this material in this book. There's so many stories I want you to read instead of listening to. I want you to read them and look at them and feel. Because I've read them and I've looked at them and I've felt and said, fuck, this is a great story to read, I just don't have, so I fall apart with a fucking book somewhere. And I know I'm that fucking close from a breakthrough where I can connect everything I want to say. But for right now, I can't do it. But if you look at the podcast from day one, from October 1st to the podcast of December 1st, I'm getting better and better. It's just been a fucking process. Why? Because I stuck with it. Yeah, I got my fucking fears. What's the fear I got? What fear can you have? Failure? If you're scared to fucking fail, shoot yourself now. End it. Because you're going to fail on something 3 or 4 times a fucking week. I know I do. I'm not better than any of you motherfuckers. I put my pants on one leg at a time just like you fucking guys. But that fucking shit he told me, there was 2 fucking check-ins that destroyed me. Like 2, when people call you the fuck out. People today call you out for the dumbest fucking things that aren't going to change your life. They're just going to embarrass you. That's not why you call somebody out. You call somebody out, not on YouTube. You call somebody out. You call them. You meet them. You say, listen, man, I've been watching you for a long time, and you're a dear friend, and I think you're spinning your wheels in this direction, and I think you should take this direction. And trust me, 5 out of 10 friends are going to be pissed off at you for a while, maybe lose you as a friend, maybe whatever the fuck. But if you're going in there with your intentions are right from your heart, I just can't anymore. I can't go up to people. You know, the stand-ups that I've known for a couple of years that will call me because they're stuck, and I'll tell them how I feel. There's a few people on Patreon that I have smacked around on Patreon because this is what they want from the Dear Happy section. And they have come back and said, hey, Joey, thank you. I fucking needed that. But I'll just tell them, you know, get up, yo, for your fucking pussy ass. You're going to end up sucking dick behind a fucking alley for Subway veggie and cheese sandwiches. And this is what you need to fucking do. If you don't want to do it, take your fucking Patreon and get the fuck. There's been like 3 or 4 guys, and it hasn't been in a negative way, like I've attacked them. They've asked me for the advice, but in like a soft way. They wanted like soft advice. I had to give them the hard advice. I had to twist it up on them a little bit because that's what they fucking pay me for on Patreon. They don't pay me to be nice to you on Facebook. They're like, listen, man, I'm having these struggles. What is it that I fucking need to do? And I lay into them. The same way I lay into myself in the fucking mornings when I'm lazy, when I'm not motivated. You trust me, I'm always fucking motivated. And it's not money that motivates me. Want me to tell you what motivates me? Life. Being fucking happy. Knowing that I did what was on that list for the day. Whatever was on that fucking list for the day, I did it today. Whether there's 3 things, 2 things, 1 thing, I might do an extra thing from fucking Thursday. I might do a thing from next week. There's always things for you to fucking do. Write a sentence, write a joke from the grace of God. I've been waking up a little early and trying to write jokes. They're god-awful. 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 I don't know what the fuck happened to my comedy writing. I was never really a comedy writer anyway. I would write down ideas, take them on stage, and see what direction that takes me. That's what I do at Vinny's. I write down notes, and I take... Do you know the last time I went to Vinny's? I actually had a really good fucking spot last Wednesday night. You know, I tell you the truth, my number 1 hardest critic. I had the best spot I ever had. Do you know I wrote 6 jokes? I put them on a piece of paper, and I forgot to say all 6 of those fucking jokes. So do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? I'm having problems with my fucking memory too. I still got the sheet. It's on top of my desk. Not 2 new jokes, not 3 new jokes. 6 things that I just wanted to throw in there and fucking, you know, look at me. I feel like Walter Mercado giving you a fucking horoscope right now. You know, not 2 things. That's how bad my memory is, but that's why. Because I'm living in the fucking moment. I don't even need my memory no more. I just want to tell you what I'm going through right now. And right now I'm feeling a lot better than what I did fucking 3 months ago or 2 months ago. And Mikey's like, dog, we got to start a fucking podcast. I was not feeling it. I was not feeling like talking to people. But this rapping with you guys, just rapping through Patreon, you know, pushing myself to do stand-up. Listen, nothing in your life, I don't want to do nothing. You're like, Joey, what are you talking about? I don't want to do nothing. If it was up to me, I would get up every day, order Chinese food, and get on the couch and watch TV. That's it. You want to know the truth? That's my perfect fucking utopia right there. Is waking up, maybe taking a shower, maybe eating like a fucking bowl of Golden Grams, like some nice sweet fucking cereal, right or wrong. A nice little box of Captain Crunch after a joint of fucking debt. Who's better than you, right? Wouldn't that be the fucking life, just to wake up and be able to do that? Lunchtime, eat some fucking Chinese food, some ribs, a few egg rolls, maybe take a nap, smoke a joint, fucking go somewhere. Bah! No exercise. I'm waiting for the Armenian to come get me. Once I hit 600, I might do a toe touch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going for broke here. That was my motivation. You know, when I was 20, that was my secret motivation. If I could figure out how to just sit around all day and be a waste of fucking life, I would have been happy with that. I would have figured, if somebody would have gave me, if Clearinghouse would have came over here and give me a check for fucking 500 million, oh, I wouldn't have bought anything. I wouldn't have bought a piece of property. I wouldn't have had an investment portfolio. I would have snorted. I would have gave somebody like 2 million just to hold for me until I snort the rest away. Whatever, hospital bills, I lose a foot, all the expenses of fucking just being a coke fiend. And then I would have just got like a trailer park somewhere, like in some bumfuck town, nice white trashy people, you know the ones I like. They come out with a Leonard Skinner shirt in the morning and ask you if you have an extra coffee filter. You know those people? Like, I need a coffee filter. Who needs a fucking coffee filter at 7 in the morning? You realize this shit at night before you go to bed, before you set up the fucking coffee. Anyway, I don't even know what made me bring up the fucking coffee filter. I don't even know why I'm talking about that shit. But I think of Mr. Blue. That was his name. My counselor in fucking prison camp was Mr. Blue. He fucking, I had a problem with accepting responsibility. And we all do. That's another problem of your fucking 20s that, I didn't do it. He did it. He made me do it. It was his fucking idea. So it was just a pattern. I had this quitting pattern, and I had a pattern that nothing was ever my fault. I was late because the bus was late. I was late because the alarm clock didn't go off. I was late because Mikey took too long in the shower. I was always late. There was always no fucking responsibility. There's two things. We're coming into a new year, into 2021. Let me tell you something. By the damage of 2020, you're going to have to work double the amount in 2021. You got two things to remember here. You could work double. You could kill yourself. You could spin your wheels. But there's two things you got to remember for 2021. Have a fucking plan. Have a plan for 2021. Because you can't have 2 bad years in a row. You'll never recover from that. You'll never recover from that. And whatever plans you have and whatever goals you have, fucking go for them. And I'm not talking about, listen, everybody's got the wrong, I had a roommate once that told me, when you want something, put a picture of it up on the wall and you'll get it. So what did I do? I went out Joe Jerkoff and bought a picture of a Ferrari Testarossa, a white one. I put it on my wall. Go out in my driveway. See if I got a Ferrari Testarossa out there. I don't even have a Ferrari bicycle. I don't even have a Testarossa. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing ever showed up. Nothing ever showed up. Just because I put a picture of it up on a fucking wall. So for years, I would put up like pictures of Maseratis and pictures of Aruba. Ask me if I've gone to Aruba. I don't even know what the fuck Aruba is. You know why? Because I didn't work towards those fucking goals. You got to write this shit down. You got to go, you know what? I want a Testarossa. What do I need to do to get that Testarossa? Oh, I got to blow 15 midgets. I got to fucking rob, there's things you got to do. There's got to be. I got to wake up every morning. I got to put away $300 a week. I got to, planning is so fucking important. And then after fucking Mr. Blue sat me down and told me that shit that I could do whatever if I wanted to, if I put my mind to it, because that's what he was really saying to me. That's all he was trying to say to me, just in a different form. He was like, if I had something that you wanted, no, just fucking break it down for me, cocksucker. Don't make me feel like more of a thief than what I am. He broke it down for me even a little better. He broke it down for me in the senses of, if you want something and you put your mind to something, there's no reason why you can't end up in that neighborhood or close fucking to it. And I gotta tell you something. He's been absolutely right. We don't have confidence in who we're gonna become if we take the path that we're supposed to take. And I was one of those people. I didn't have confidence in in who I was going to become. But I gotta tell you something. Because I put my time in, because I took my beatings, because I ate dicks on stage, because I did good podcasts, and because I did bad podcasts, is the reason why we're here fighting through this podcast right now. Think about it. I want you to see what I've done since July 15th on Patreon and since we started this podcast, and how different I look, how different I'm acting. Listen, I've looked at those old churches. Yeah, they're funnier, but they're a little bit of sad. It's sad. You can't see my fucking eyes. My eyelids were always fucking purple. You know, I had like this $3 fucking shirt on all the time and looked like a fucking bumpy. I look at those podcasts today, and yeah, we had a great time doing them. It was great to do them. I'm proud I got the experience under my belt. But that's a complete different fucking other person. That's scary when you look at something that you did 3 months ago. The last podcast I did was basically August 15th with Lee. Still love Lee, talked to him last night. Nothing against Lee. Lee's my dog. But those are two different completely people in there. I've evolved that much since then, and it scares the shit out of me. I'm completely different than who I was in that box on Compton Street. Completely different individual. My thought process, what's in my heart, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, completely different. And it was just a short fucking time ago, August 15th. I told you guys, I was talking to Josh Wolf the other day, and he asked me if I'm still doing a certain bit. And I go, I did it the other night, and I did it like 2 weeks ago, the week I bombed. But listen, even with a great bit, I bombed the second week. Why? It's not who I am anymore. It's just not the same. I don't have the same thought process. Are the jokes still funny to me? Yeah, they make me giggle, but it's not what I want to be talking about and what I want to be saying. To be honest with you guys, I have no fucking idea what I want to be saying on stage right now. I have nowhere to look. I have looked I've looked at what's going on. I'm an old man. I'm trying to raise my daughter. I'm getting old. I got to get knee surgery. Don't worry about nothing. Hopefully it'll be this month. Why not? My knee's been fucked up. I've been walking around in fucking pain. Why not go down there, get it done? It's a 3-day. I got to sit on the fucking couch. They want you walking after 2 or fucking 3 days. Why not? What else am I going to do with my beautiful fucking precious time? We're not going on the road in January. They might lock things up until fucking, we find out who the new president is or what's going on. You know me, no fucking politics, no religion. I don't know nothing. So by the time all this thing gets chased up, whatever they're going to do up in Minneapolis, whatever they're going to do COVID with the fucking testing, I might as well get my knee done and maybe go back to jiu-jitsu. I go back to kickboxing, go back to something else besides fucking just lifting weights all the time. Last week I threw a couple punchings at the fucking bag. I threw a couple kicks just to loosen up those muscles. But it's time to do something else. I want to go to a different gym and meet different people and get out there and talk to the other savages. But sorry about the knee surgery and getting you off the topic I want to talk to you about. When somebody pulls you aside and talks to you from the heart, don't take it that bad. The next fucking talking to I got was the one that changed who the fuck I was as a comic. That one was horrid, but at the same time, I still thank him today. I still include him in my prayers because he turned me into a comedian with that speech that day. I went back to Colorado in 1993. I was here for 9 months, just trying to get my footing, trying to make a little extra money, just to get a little bumper before I went back to Colorado to go up against my ex-wife. And I had made my mind up that comedy was the path I was choosing. I was like, fuck it. This is all I could do is just comedy, I might as well just fucking go for it. This is all I got. I don't have a rich family. They don't have a fucking fruit stand. You know, this is all I fucking got. So I moved back to Denver, and I went out every night. I went out as much as I could. I covered myself with comedy. You know, at that time for me, it was either doing drugs or comedy. Like those were the two interests I had. You know, I put on like Black Sabbath, Humanizer, I, and all that music. I didn't even know that music was out. I had no idea what was going on. I was so deep involved with fucking comedy and drugs. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on in the world socially. The only thing that saved me is I had MTV. And one day I just started seeing fucking, I swear to God, I saw a video for Super Unknown, for a fella on Black Days. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what grunge was. I used to watch a little bit of MTV, whatever, and I remember like them talking about Kurt Cobain and the Seattle Sound, and I was like, what, the Kurt Cobain? Come on, I grew up on the fucking Beatles. Now you're gonna compare this guy to John Lennon, so I didn't even know what the fuck was happening. I had no idea what was going on in the world of music. There was no albums, there was no turntables, there was nothing. My whole fucking room was covered with comedy videos, notebooks, and drug paraphernalia. That's all I was fucking doing. And it was funny how I was making progress in my own little way. I was moving forward. I was kicking ass, kicking ass. If I made $20 a week, I was making a lot of money. But for me at the time, it wasn't about money. It was just about getting on stage, getting the basis down, and becoming a better comic. So Tuesday nights was the open mic at the Comedy Works. After I got fired from the broker, that fired me up to let me start going to the Comedy Works. You got to break into a scene. It's kind of tough. For you young guys that are trying to break into a comedy scene, you guys know what I'm talking about. You got to go in there. You got to walk on eggshells. If you do get the opportunity to go on stage, you better be funny, and then you got to be likable. There's so much fucking pressure because what good is it being funny if the other comics don't like you? If they don't think you're cool and that they're not going to give you work. So it's just a fucking grind. So I knew that for me to become part of the comedy community, I had to start going down there on Tuesday nights. Nothing happens on the fucking couch. Nothing. You could be 1,000 things, huh? I can't wait to be a pilot. I can't wait to be a music producer. I can't wait to be an engineer. Well, if you keep waiting, you're going to wait forever on that fucking couch. So I said, fuck it, let me start going down there on Tuesday nights. They had a writing class that they offered. This guy offered a writing class. And then on Tuesday nights, and then you all got a bite to eat. And then you went to the Comedy Works and you performed what you had written at the guy's house. I liked the guy. I thought he was a good guy. But as a comic, I didn't fucking like him as much. I didn't think he was that funny as a comic. So why would I go learn how to write bad jokes for? Right? Like, what am I going to go do? Learn how to write bad jokes with this guy? To be honest, the guy was a badass joke writer. He just wasn't a naturally funny guy. And naturally, because of me being who the fuck I'm being and being a sack of shit, I'm hard-headed, I didn't respect the guy. The guy, every time he'd see me on a Tuesday, he'd come over to me and he'd fucking ask me to come by his house on Tuesday nights. And the truth of the matter was, I could probably make it to his. I had a job that I worked till fucking 6 o'clock, and it was like, maybe at that time, maybe a 40 or 50 an hour bus ride by the time I got to the bus station and took the ride to Denver. I think they met at 7, and it was really like for an hour or 45 minutes, and they got food ordered in or whatever. I would have never made it. I didn't have a car. there was just a lot of variables for me to get there. And on top of that, I didn't think it would be beneficial to me. So I just kept going to the open mic on Tuesdays, and I was making progress. I was getting funnier. But he had a guy. Every one of those comics always has the one guy. It was like Cobra Kai, you know what I'm saying? Like Cobra Kai, the old school and the Karate Kid. Now they have a show about Cobra Kai. They always have like the best students. He had what he thought was the best student. So by me not going to his writing classes, he took it in his mind that I didn't like him. It's not that I didn't like him. It's that I didn't have the fucking time. I wouldn't have made it. And like I told you, on top of that, I just didn't think I'd get much from it. I was stupid. I didn't know then. Anyway, there was a Comedy Works contest, and the grand prize was you went to the Comedy Store, you performed for Mitzi Shore, you got $500, and then I don't fucking know. You emceed something. I don't fucking know. Well, you know what, man? Even with their little work study group that they were doing for 6 or 7 months, I went up there. If you know anything about me, then maybe 3/4 prepared, and I fucking ripped the room apart. But I wasn't clean. So they gave him the first prize, and they gave me the second prize, which I wiped my ass with. My thing was I wanted Mitzi to see me. I didn't give a fuck about getting the second fucking prize. How did I take it? My feelings weren't hurt at all. I wasn't upset. I thought I had done a better job. I knew I was funnier than the guy. But the next day they actually called me, and they said that the guy had robbed a joke from Seinfeld. So they were giving me the first place trophy or whatever. They had already given him the money, and they were probably going to fly me out to LA to see Mitzi Shore. I was never so fucking excited in my life. The next Tuesday, I went up there, and I'll never forget, for a while there, I was shooting a podcast. Listen, I like being comfortable. If it's between wearing a white shirt with a tie to impress you, you go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck about impressing people. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to feel loose. So a lot of times when it's warm out, I'll just wear a white V-neck t-shirt. You know what? I know you're not supposed to wear those. You're supposed to wear those under your clothes. For some people, they get offended if you wear them like you got no class. For me, I just want to be fucking comfortable. So it was a nice night out. It was like an April night in Colorado. I wore jeans, I wore nice sneakers, and I put on one of those white t-shirts, and I walked into the Comedy Works. I signed my name. God knows what number I was going up. I went up there. I fucking kicked some ass. When I walked off the stage, some people were there. They all said hello to me. They had all heard about the contest debacle. And then, as I was walking out, I saw the guy that taught the fucking class. His name was Matt Woods. And he came over to me. He goes, "Do you have a minute so I could talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Woods?" He's like, "Hey, man, look at the way you show up here." He goes, "Half the time you fucking cancel. The other half the time you smell like marijuana. Look at the t-shirt you have on." He goes, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I go, "You're fucking mad at me because I fucking, your guy cheated and stole the joke." He goes, no, I'm not mad at you because of that. I'm mad at you because it even came to that. I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Man," he goes, "without even fucking trying, you're funnier than all these fucking guys up here." He goes, "And that kid could write comedy for days, and he'll never be as funny as you off the cuff naturally." But he goes, "Look at you. You're not taking this fucking seriously. You just think this is, when is it going to change for you? If you ever considered to take this seriously, you would be a fucking animal. But you're not going to take it seriously. You're going to be a joke about this all your life." Guys, my fucking hands were bulging into fucking fists. I wanted to beat this guy up so fucking bad because it was like a compliment, but not really. He was telling me I was good, but at the same time, he was telling me I was a piece of shit. Or at least that's how I was taking it. And he gave me his fucking little ear beat, and he goes, if you want this, it's there for you. If you want, keep doing what you're doing. Keep wearing your shirts and keep not being a fucking comic. You're going to throw this shit away and you're going to miss an opportunity. And man, he walked away from me. And I walked towards the bus station and I was so pissed off at him that I was going to walk back and beat the fuck out of him. And I think I even walked back and he was gone. And that's when I realized, I go, this guy just saved my fucking life. This guy, between him, Mr. Blue, and me quitting fucking basketball, this guy just fucking helped me realize why I have to push myself in this comedy genre. Because if not, I'm going to continue to feel the same way I've been continuing from when I was 15 and I quit the basketball team like a fucking quitter. I quit the fucking GED, I fucking went to prison. I did everything wrong. These two guys, Mr. Blue and Matt Woods, gave me the opportunity to realize what I fucking had. And one of them made me realize what I had. The other guy actually lit the fuse on the firecracker. And here we are, 30 years fucking later, doing a podcast on two things. One, realizing who you are and what you could do. And two, not being scared of what you're going to become after you go for that move. Don't look back. Who gives a fuck? Listen, people are going to get mad. People are going to be happy. Last week I was fucking around here and I put up, hey, I went to look at a jiu-jitsu school, and the next day some guy put on fucking Facebook, I can't imagine Joey doing fucking jiu-jitsu. That's great. That's the same people who come up to you when you tell them you want to join a band, or you're thinking of fucking taking a course, or you're thinking of joining a theater group. Those are the same people that stop you from fucking, from giving you that doubt. Maybe fucking Mike Klein is right. Who the fuck am I to be an organ player in a fucking circus? There's always some guy that tries to stop you from your dream. Uncle Joey's different. For the month of December, to get you ready for 2021, I'm going to make you fucking realize who the fuck you are. And I want you to start thinking about what's going to happen to you when you cross over that fucking realm to be the person or to do what you want to do. Whether it's have a band, have a podcast, be a plumber, be an archaeologist, be a doctor. Half of you are just scared of fucking attacking, and you can't live your life like that. If not, why live in the great US of A? Go to fucking communist fucking Cuba, and they'll just look at you and go, Mikey Klein, how tall are you? 5'10"? We're going to make you an astronomer. You know what I'm saying? Because we got enough fucking telescopes for you to see out into the whatever. I don't fucking know. It's the Joey Diaz fucking Uncle Joey's joint. It's December 2nd, and I just want to let you know that's what I'm going to be doing in December. I'm going to have guests on here to get you ready for 2021. Of not going for your fucking project, but I want you to fucking start thinking about what's going to happen to you after you do what you want to do. But Joey, I weigh 480 pounds. It's going to take me 200 fucking years to lose the weight. But when you do lose that fucking weight, who's the person you're going to be? It's going to be a scary motherfucker because you lost that weight. We're all scared of who we might become. Don't be scared of who you might become. Be scared of who the fuck you are now and how you're going to fucking evolve and how you're going to deal with that person you are now. The same way I look at those old church episodes from 4 years ago and I see an old man that's just discombobulated on fucking edibles and drugs and whatnot. Today, 4 years later, believe it or not, I still eat my edibles. I still do my little spray from time to time. And God knows I smoke dope with fucking 8 hands. But I'm a complete different fucking person. We change. And that's a lesson this week on Uncle Joey's Joint for November 30th and December 2nd, Wednesday. Before I leave, I want to thank you guys for all the support on Ozzy's Boneyard. Without you guys, I would have never been able to do it. Without my training on the church, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So everything you do goes towards something. Nothing goes. The universe will take care of you. I've been telling you this for fucking 10 years, cocksuckers. Don't give up now. Listen, that's it and that's that. Have a great week. I'm happy you motherfuckers tuned in on a Wednesday morning. I know you got other shit to listen to and to watch, and that's funny, whatever. But here, we got no COVID, and we give you great fucking advice. And that's it and that's that. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Patreon. We got a great album of the week coming up. I don't know if you guys know that I do that on Patreon. I also do a fucking other podcast, the Joey Diaz Project on Patreon. It's $3, $5, and $10. I don't give a fuck if you subscribe or not. Uncle Joey's Joint is free. It's my gift to you on a weekly basis. Thank you very much for another fun week. And now for a word from our sponsors. All right. It's December 2nd, you bad motherfuckers. If you haven't paid the rent, you're probably hiding under the couch. I ain't mad at you. Things are bad all over. But listen, they could be worse. If you got a girlfriend, you've been fucking sitting there playing Monopoly or whatever faggy games you got, doesn't have to be this boring anymore. I know it's been rough, but you know what's free? Fucking. You could fuck your girlfriend to death and nobody would care. By the time the PPP loan gets there, nobody knows nothing. You know what I'm saying? She's in the backyard. Anyway, who gives about shit about that? So tell her to wash that monkey, shave a little apostrophe on it, and spit shine that dick. You're going in deep with some Blue Chew. Joey, what's Blue Chew? Blue Chew is the first chewable dick pill. Same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. This isn't some shit you get at a fucking corner store from some fucking guy without a GED. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office and wait online in a pharmacy afterward like a fucking mook, and the hot pharmacist knows your dick don't work, and now you're a fucking menace to the community because you're a fucking man with dead dick, and everybody knows. You know those pharmacists, they have a fucking an oath, but they break it. As soon as you walk out, they giggle. They're like, look at that fucking guy with dead dick. You don't need that aggravation. And let me tell you something else about Blue Chew. It ships right to your door in a discreet package. Nobody knows dick. No pun intended. Nobody knows dick. Blue Chew is cheaper than a pharmacy, and you can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full fucking stomach. So right now, I got a special offer for the fucking Uncle Joey's Joint followers, listeners, family. Visit BlueChew.com right now. You're going to get your first shipment free when you're pressing code Joey. You're just going to pay the fin to get in, $5 for shipping. And again, that's Blue Chew, the color of her fucking skin when she's laying there after you give her that dick of fucking Godzilla. You ever sling dick like Godzilla? All those poor Japanese people running around? That's why you want to take Blue Chew. You want women running when they see you. Fuck it. They might as well hang out with Harvey. Harvey ain't got dick for them. You got real dick because you got BlueChew.com, pressing code Joey, and it's just $5 for shipping. I'm going to give you your first shipment free when you press code Joey, all right? No more boredom. Play with your dick. Look at it from all different angles. Hit it with a hammer. Do what you need to do. Go to BlueChew.com, pressing Joey. The joint is also brought to you by Onnit, one of my personal favorites. Rock Y, Nootropics, whatever the fuck, Nootropics, I don't know. I look like a fucking scientist to you. All I know is this shit works. Alpha Brain is memory and focus. Shroom Tech Sport and Endurance, tremendous products. The New Mood, it helps you relax at night. Fucking the melatonin spray helps you relax at night. They've got coconut, almond, chocolate, protein bars. Listen, I could sit here for 2 hours with you fucking mooks. Go to Onnit.com right now. Look at the fine line of supplements that they got. Start with Alpha Brain. Money back, 100% money back guarantee if you don't like the product. You don't get that nowhere else, all right? Go to Onnit.com. You like something you see, press in church. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You can't spell church, just press in Chuck. They don't give a fuck. Do what you need to do. You're still going to get 10% off. And you're still going to get delivered to your house. And you're still going to be a better person and feel a lot better afterward. Start with the Alpha Brain. If you don't like the pills, they got a nice powder form. You put in your little fucking canteen, your little fucking 16 ounces of water, 8 ounces of water. You shake it up good, you drink it, you get the same results as the pill. Who's better than Onnit? Nobody! Go to Onnit.com right now, press in church, and get 10% off delivered to your house. I want to thank Blue Chew with a big dick and Onnit. Who's going to be better than you? With a big dick and a fucking full memory, huh? You're not going to forget nothing. Where's that asshole at? I'm busting it. Go to Onnit.com right now, press in church, and go to Blue Chew and press in Joey. And that's it, and that's that. Have a great weekend. Do what you need to do. And fucking I'll be here Monday morning on the countdown to Christmas, all right? There you go. I blew out the candle. I ain't got COVID.